This is David reviewing our experiences cooking with an electric coil range, an induction range, a gas cooktop, and an induction cooktop. Our old house had an electric coil range for many years, and it was too expensive to put in a gas line. So we ended up spending less money putting in a high current electrical outlet that met the requirements for a new Electrolux induction range. We cooked on that exclusively for a few years until we moved into a new house that had a DCS gas cooktop. This video is filmed with the DCS gas cooktop on the left and the Electrolux induction range on the right. This is sped up footage which shows 2 quarts of water at maximum power on each to see how fast they will boil. It's clear that the induction range comes to a boil much faster than the gas cooktop. When cooking with induction, the cooktop heats up the pan and the heat is pretty contained to the cooking surface. When cooking with gas, lots of hot gas go around the outside of the pot in this case, and as you saw in the earlier footage, the heat got so high on the thermometer and timer that they stopped functioning and had to be moved away from the escaping gas heat. This is the same heat that caused me to constantly burn the hair off my forearms when I was trying to cook on the new gas cooktop. This is the same test as the last one, but this time with 2 cups of water instead of 8 cups. I wasn't sure if the heat from the large gas burner was escaping around the pot instead of hitting the middle to heat up the bottom of the pot. So I did a second test with a smaller gas burner, wondering if it would hit the middle of the pot easier and might heat up faster, but as you see, the large main burner was faster to boil than the smaller one. I think a lot of people are familiar with the speed and power of cooking with an induction cooktop, but it's much more than that. This next example shows how low and steady an induction cooktop can heat when compared to gas. So this uses cold pads of butter straight from the refrigerator with every burner turned on the lowest setting to see how slow and gradual it can melt the butter, in which case taking a longer time in this example is preferred. So comparing the different cooktops and ranges we've had, clearly the electric coil range was terrible. It heated up slowly, it had no power, it did not respond quickly to changes in settings, and going from that to the induction range was immensely better and we were much happier with it. In fact, when we moved into the new house with the gas cooktop, we were excited to try it out, but weren't sure if it would be better than our induction range or not. It turns out there are a lot of issues with it, not the quality of the cooktop or issues with it itself, but we much preferred cooking with induction over gas for lots of reasons. First of all is cleanup. When you cook with gas, any splatters or spills go underneath the pots down to the level of the burners, and when you're done cooking, the cook surface is too hot to clean, so you have to let it sit for a while, at which point the spills tend to dry up and they're harder to clean. Induction is very easy to clean when you're done, as it's a smooth ceramic surface that doesn't get nearly as hot. While we didn't demonstrate it in this video, induction is also faster to respond to heat changes when you make settings. So going from a boil to powered off stops the boil much quicker. Induction also has very exact heat settings so that you can reliably set it on a number 5 or 7 and expect the same level of heat every time you're cooking, unlike a gas burner which has to be adjusted with a knob and by watching the gas flame itself and is much less reproducible. These last couple of clips show some cool induction things. Since the induction burner transfers energy into the bottom of the pot is what heats up, not the actual cook surface. The cook surface is only heated up by the pot transferring its heat down into the cook surface. You can see after this cast iron is placed on high to melt butter that the paper towel does not burn. You can also see that after this quick boil, the surface is not burning hot, and if you're careful, you can actually touch it without an instant burn or blister. So in that respect, induction cooktop is much safer to cook with. So after 2 years of trying to learn to love gas cooking, we ended up replacing the gas cooktop with a new Thermador induction cooktop, and we haven't looked back.